Hare Krishna everyone, hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to Soma Vedic Astrology channel. Today we will discuss about the placement of 7th lord in the 11th house of a birth chart in Vedic astrology. What do you mean by the Lord of the House in Vedic astrology? Now, each planet has got a responsibility of handling either one or two houses. So, this planets become the Lord of those houses. Now, look at this table to see which planet is the Lord of which zodiac sign. So, if you see this table, Mars is the Lord of two zodiac signs, which is Aries and Scorpio. Venus is the lord of two zodiac signs, Taurus and Libra. So, in this way, each of the planet has gotten a department to handle either one or two zodiac signs. Now let us try to understand that with an example. Now, for example, if in your chart third lord is in the fourth house, so how you conclude whether third lord is in fourth house? So if you see, this is the first house where 12 is written, this is the second house where 1 is written, and this is the third house where 2 is written. Now what is 2? If we have a look at the table, then 2 is nothing but the Taurus zodiac sign. And who is the lord of Taurus zodiac sign? It is Venus. Okay, so what you will say then, lord of the third house is Venus. Okay, because it is the lord of the Taurus zodiac sign. And but where is Venus placed? Now Venus is placed in the fourth house of the birth chart. So this is how you will conclude that third lord is in the fourth house. So today we will check the placement 7th lord in the 11th house. I have already made a detailed video on both the 7th house and the 11th house. Please go and check that out before proceeding with this video. Also, a small disclaimer, please note that this is a general prediction depending only on the placement of a specific lord in a specific house. Accurate results will only come after considering the zodiac sign, planet, dignity of the planet, retrogression, combustion, aspects, nakshatras, ascendant, shardbal, and your running time period, which is your Mahadasha and Antardasha. House number 3, 7, and 11, is called as the Kama Trikon. Now, Lord of one Kama Trikon is going and sitting in the house of another Kama Trikon, which shows that you might have a sensual nature. You might have lot of desires and you want to fulfill all those desires. Now, seventh house is one of the Margasthan, and 11th house is the Upachya house. So, Margasthan, Lord going and sitting in the Upachya house, is not, if it is afflicted, is not good for, the longevity. Now, seventh lord sitting in the 11th house is going five places away. Okay, so while if it is no, it doesn't have. Seventh lord sitting in the 11th house is going five places away from its own house. Anything which is going five places away is always auspicious placement. Okay, if there is no afflictions, then definitely your fortune is going to rise after marriage. For marriage, it is a good placement. I would say the excellent placement out of all the placement. Now, seventh lord shows your spouse, it shows your marriage, and 11th house is your social network circle. Okay, so your spouse might have a very good and an influential social network circle. Seventh lord shows your spouse, and 11th house is your friend circle. So, your relation with your spouse is definitely going to be very friendly. Seventh lord shows your spouse, and 11th house is the house of large organizations, MNCs, entrepreneurship. So it is possible that your spouse might be working on some high post in a large organization or an MNC, or he or she might work also as an entrepreneur. But definitely the professional life is going to be successful with this placement. Whatever the work is, or whatever your profession is, it is definitely going to be successful. Seventh lord shows your spouse, and 11th house is shows your elder siblings. So basically 11th house shows up elder personality, elder mentors. So there is a possibility that your spouse is much older or experienced. Older, the definition of older can be something which is not considered as a normal older, but a little more older. Seventh lord shows your spouse, your marriage, and 11th house is the house of gains, income, profit. So definitely your spouse is going to be very wealthy, because your spouse is going and sitting in the house of gains. So expect your spouse to earn lot of money. Seventh lord is your spouse, and 11th house is the house of gains, income, profit. Okay, 11th house here, sorry, I have missed, but 11th house shows a large community, a large social gathering. It shows friends, it shows network circle. So what can you see from this? That you might meet your spouse in any of this below situation. It can either be some public setting, or some public event, or community gathering, any form of community gathering, maybe marriage, or any gathering where you're going and you're meeting your spouse. It can be from your friends in network circle. You might also meet your spouse from via your elder sibling, or you might meet your spouse from your professional network circle. If you're working in the MNCs or large organizations, so any of this is possible. Now which one of it, to be precise, we need to see lot of other conditions. We cannot make it precise with just one placement. Seventh lord shows your spouse, and 11th house is the house of fulfillment of desires. So it shows that your desire of getting a person as your spouse definitely will be fulfilled, and spouse also is going to try to fulfill all your wishes and desires. Now, there is definitely a negative aspect of this placement as well, because seventh lord is a Marak lord. It is a lord of the Marakasthan, okay, and seventh lord is also shows spouse, and 11th house is the house of gains and profits. So, what is happening? The Maraka lord is going and sitting in the house of gain. So Marak qualities is also you are gaining. So it can show if it is afflicted, not every time, but in certain charts, in some conditions, it might show that your spouse can get some form of an incurable disease or health issue, or short lifespan of the spouse. But we need to see more details to confirm this. Now, 7 and 11 both are part of Kama Trikon. Along with that, seventh lord shows spouse, business partnerships, and 11th house shows the income sources. So Kama means desires, your ambitions. So when two ambition filled houses are linked, definitely it shows that you might have multiple sources of income, okay, especially after marriage. Seventh lord being the house of business partnerships, and this lord sitting in the house of gains. So it shows that business partnership is definitely favorable for you. You will definitely earn good income and profits from business partnerships. Now, this business partnership can be with your friends or with your own spouse as well. Seventh lord shows spouse, it shows marriage, and 11th house is, a part of Kama Trikon. It is 11th house also shows elder siblings. So there is a possibility of, multiple marriages because of the aspect of, the Kama Trikon, but it needs to be supported by other conditions in the chart. Okay, there is a possibility. We cannot guarantee it from this, one placement, but if there is a, if it fructifies, then the next marriage might be with a person who already has children. Now, seventh lord going into the 11th house, the seventh aspect of the seventh lord is going on the fifth house of children and love affairs. So it is not, it is written in the scriptures that it is not a good placement for a boy child. So there is, and it is, there is a possibility of, more girl childs in this condition. Again, other conditions also need to support it. And fifth house is the house of your creative self expression. It is the house of stock market investment. So for this aspects, it is good. I will in future make separate videos with different type of planets as the 7th lord in the 11th house. If you have this placement in your chart, please do mention your experiences in the comment section. I hope you guys must have liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel. Also, please do let me know in the comment section below what more videos would you like to see? Thank you.